back, friends. In today's video we are going to discuss about deadlock avoidance algorithms. In the last video we have already discussed about deadlock prevention, and we have already seen which are the conditions that needs to be true to prevent a deadlock, and also we have seen which are the conditions that needs to be present to cause a deadlock. So today we'll see what is deadlock avoidance. So basically there are four algorithms for deadlock avoidance, that is resource allocation graph algorithm, Banker's algorithm, resource request algorithm, and safety algorithm. In today's video we'll be seeing Banker's algorithm. Before going to the algorithm, we'll just know few basics about it. So first thing that you need to know is what is a safe state. So when I say a safe state, that is a system is in a safe state, that means there is no deadlock. And if there exists a safe sequence of processes which leads to successful finishing of process execution, then we call that system as in a safe state. And what is unsafe state? Obviously it is a possibility of deadlock. If the system has a possibility of deadlock, then it is called as the system is in unsafe state. Then what is deadlock avoidance? Basically a deadlock avoidance you should ensure that the system never enters a unsafe state. It should be always in a safe state. That is deadlock avoidance. We'll just see one small example of how do we understand the safe state and unsafe state. So assume we have a system that has 12 tape drives and 3 processes, and we are asked whether the system is in a safe state or not. We are given processes, a max need and allocated ones. So here what does this max need means is that a process P0 requires 10 tape drives, allocated to it is 5. P1 requires 4 tape drives and allocated to it is 2. P2 requires 9 tape drives and allocated to it is 2. Okay, so still there are resources that is the tape drive is a resource over here which is not been allocated. The required amount is not been allocated to the processor, so they are waiting for those resources. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to check for the remaining need for each process. That is process 0, what is the remaining need for this? That is max need is 10, allocated is 5, so definitely 10 minus 5 will be your remaining need. I've written the formula over here in case if you forget. That is the max need minus the allocated will give you 5. Next is 4 minus 2 will give you 2, and 9 minus 2 will give you 7. So the need for P2 is 7. Okay, the next step that you need to know is how many are the available resources with you. So for that we need to first check or sum up the allocated resources. So allocated is 5 plus 2 plus 2, so that comes to 9 are allocated. So now if I ask you what is the available tape drives for the system, that means you have to give the given total resources. That is, here we are been given that there are 12 tape drives with us, and allocated we have is 9, that we have summed it up here. Okay, so that's your allocated and this is your total. So 12 minus 9, that is 3, is your available resources. So we have to check if the system can still function with this available 3 resources. So for that, the next step that we need to do is we need to check if these 3 resources can be allocated to any of the processes. So we'll just start with P0 first. So starting with P0 needs 5, so definitely we cannot allocate these 3 resources to it. It will not start with the execution. What about P1? Can we allocate and P1 can finish its execution? Yes. So we have 3 and it needs 2, so definitely I can allocate these 3 resources to P1. So will the available change now? Yes, it will change, because when P1 gets these 3 resources, it doesn't require 3, it just requires 2. So it will take these 2 resources and it will finish its execution, because it doesn't need any more resources. So once it finishes its execution, it will release the resources that are present with it. That is, it has been allocated 2 resources, so it will release these 2 resources, and that will be added to our available resources. So I'll just write here available will be the previously available was 3 plus after execution of P1 the released resources are whatever it was allocated, so that is 2. So now the new available becomes 5. So I'll write here, first we executed p1, so we need to know the safe state as well. If we are able to execute all the processes safely, so we should know the sequence of the execution. Okay, so now we have 5 with us. So here what you can do is you can go further in sequence, or you can come back and start with p0. Anyway, or either way, you'll get the safe state if the system is in safe state. If not, you can just go through, you can just stick to one of it. So I'll just, after p1 I will check if I can serve p2. Can I serve p2? No, I cannot serve. So there is only one way left, that is I have to go back to p0. So I'll just check, p0 needs 5, and yes, we have available 5. So now available will be your previous available, that is 5, plus whatever p0 was having, that is allocated to p0. So p0 was allocated 5, so once it has got 5, it will release the allocated to it resources after its execution. So now 5 plus 5 becomes 10. So we have available 10 with us, right? So next, only one process is remaining, that is your p2, and p2 needs 7, and we have available 10 with us. Can we serve it? Yes, we can serve it. So we'll give this 7 out of this 10 resources to p2, and it will finish its execution. After finishing its execution, it will release these 2 resources that it was allocated to it. So now the available resources will become 10 plus 2, that will be 12. That's all. So now I think I missed writing here, that is it should be here p0 was the second one, and the third one is p2. So is the system in safe state because it is able to execute all the processes successfully? Yes, the system is in safe state, and the safe state sequence is this p1, p0, p2, right? So next video we will just see the Banker's algorithm. This was just the basics of the Banker's algorithm. See you in that video. Thanks for watching.